When Donald Trump disappeared from public view for a few days at the end of August, the internet did what it always does, lose its collective mind. Hashtags like #WhereIsTrump and #TrumpDead shot up on X, the platform still insisting it's not Twitter, even though everyone treats it like Twitter. Conspiracy theories spread at lightning speed, with people speculating whether the former president was ill, incapacitated, or perhaps had gone the way of Elvis. But the rumors were put to rest when Trump was spotted not in a hospital bed but on a golf course in Virginia on Saturday, August 30th. To make sure everyone got the message, he jumped onto Truth Social the next day and fired off an all-caps post declaring, "Never felt better in my life." If nothing else, his keyboard still seemed to be in good shape. The bruises, the ankles, and the diagnosis. While the public was relieved to see Trump alive and swinging clubs, another detail quickly drew attention. In the photos from Virginia, his right hand bore a large, obvious bruise. It wasn't the first time either. Similar marks had been noticed earlier in the year, including during a meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron. Add in the swollen ankles that had been spotted at other appearances, and suddenly Trump's health was once again at the center of national gossip. In July, the White House finally addressed the issue directly. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt announced that Trump had been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, a condition where blood struggles to flow properly back to the heart. Common in people over the age of 70, it can lead to swelling, discomfort, and changes in the skin. The good news, Leavitt explained, was that there was no evidence of more serious conditions like deep vein thrombosis or arterial disease. The bad news, at least for Trump's image, was that swollen ankles aren't exactly the stuff of campaign posters. Trump's physician, Dr. Sean Barbabella, stepped in to explain away the bruises. According to him, they were nothing more than soft tissue irritation, probably from endless handshakes and Trump's use of aspirin, which thins the blood. While the explanation may have been technically sound, critics found it laughable. Bruises from handshakes? Really? The skepticism was palpable. As one commentator joked, "What's next? Paper cuts from signing executive orders." Enter J.D. Vance, wingman-in-chief. When doubts about Trump's health began to swirl, Vice President J.D. Vance wasted no time in defending his boss. In an interview with USA Today, Vance painted a picture of Trump as an unstoppable machine. According to him, Trump was the last person making phone calls at night and the first person on the line in the morning, working harder than the much younger staffers surrounding him. The interviewer didn't shy away from asking what everyone else was wondering: what happens if something does go wrong? Vance's answer was firm. He insisted Trump was in excellent shape and would serve out the remainder of his term. But, he added, if the unthinkable were to happen, he felt confident he was ready to step in. The humility level of the statement could be debated, but the loyalty was unmistakable. Experts weigh in. Not everyone was convinced by the White House's reassurances. Outside medical experts pointed out that recurring bruises can sometimes mean more than just fragile skin. Dr. Jeff Foster suggested the marks could be linked to intravenous therapy or blood-thinning medication. Meanwhile, Dr. Gareth Nye noted that in older adults, bruising can range from completely harmless to a sign of more intensive treatments. He also reminded the public that years of sun damage can make skin more fragile and prone to marks. In other words, while the official line was that nothing serious was going on, plenty of professionals weren't ready to dismiss the evidence as simple wear and tear. Trump and the afterlife. Then came Trump's own unexpected revelation. In an interview earlier this month, the 79-year-old admitted he was worried about whether he'd get into heaven. He even joked, or perhaps half-joked, that his policies on Ukraine might help him secure a spot upstairs. "I want to try and get to heaven if possible," he said. "I'm hearing I'm not doing well." For a man who built his brand on projecting strength and invincibility, the remark landed like a thunderbolt. Psychologists suggested it reflected a deeper awareness of aging and mortality, while the internet, never missing a chance to speculate wildly, wondered if Trump feared his time was running short. Whatever the case, the comment sparked conversations well beyond politics, with many asking what it meant for a sitting president to publicly worry about his afterlife scorecard. Questions about cognitive health. While physical health is one thing, Trump's cognitive sharpness has been a subject of debate for years. He often boasts about having aced a cognitive test, But critics point to his increasingly erratic behavior as evidence that all may not be well. His niece, Mary Trump, who is also a psychologist, has been particularly vocal. She has described bizarre moments like when he abruptly ended a Pennsylvania town hall just to sit and listen to songs from Cats and Shrek for nearly 40 minutes. She also pointed to his performance at the Economic Club of Chicago, where he veered into rambling, confusing tangents that seemed disconnected from reality. Experts on Trump's mind. Psychologists and medical professionals have added their own assessments to the pile. Harry Siegel, a senior lecturer at Cornell, argued that Trump's extreme pattern of dishonesty could meet the criteria for sociopathy. Meanwhile, Dr. John Gartner, a psychotherapist who has studied Trump for years, declared there was absolutely no doubt he was experiencing cognitive decline. Gartner explained that Trump in the 1980s was articulate, speaking in polished paragraphs. Today, he struggles to finish sentences, often wandering into bizarre territory. He talks about sharks, batteries, and Hannibal Lecter as if they were central to economic policy. He also invents words, referring to Christmas instead of Christmas or misses instead of missiles. At first, these slip-ups might sound harmless, but experts warn that when such mistakes become routine, they can signal deeper neurological issues. The greatest hits of Trump gaffes. The list of Trump's verbal missteps has grown long enough to fill an entire campaign speech. He has confused world leaders, calling Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban the leader of Turkey and claiming Hungary borders Russia, which it does not. He has mixed up Nikki Haley and Nancy Pelosi, claimed he was running against Barack Obama in 2024, and announced that America was heading into World War II. Perhaps the most eyebrow-raising moment was when he insisted that Joan Rivers voted for him in 2016, despite her passing away 2 years earlier. Then there was his claim that the audience at a debate with Kamala Harris went wild for him, even though there was no audience at all. Even when asked straightforward policy questions, his answers sometimes drift into unrelated stories. For instance, when asked how he would make childcare more affordable, he spoke for nearly 2 minutes without ever addressing the topic, leaving listeners more confused than enlightened. Physical stumbles and impulsivity. Trump's physical movements have also drawn scrutiny. He once struggled to walk down a ramp and at another event had difficulty lifting a glass of water with one hand. While these may seem like small moments, experts argue they could reflect broader issues with motor skills and coordination. His behavior has also become more impulsive. Trump has always been unpredictable, but lately his erratic decisions have multiplied. Analysts point to his repeated reversals on tariffs as a sign that he is making rash calls only to backtrack under pressure. Combined with his wandering speeches, the picture is of a man who is less in control than he once was. And that's the latest chapter in the Trump health saga. Golf swings, bruises, heavenly ambitions, and more plot twists than a Netflix drama. What do you think? Is Trump the picture of energy his team claims, or are the signs adding up to something bigger? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into the wild world of politics. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read them all, even the spicy ones. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.